G'day art lovers, Beachy here, and I thought I might try and make another video on a piece of artwork I'm going to make, which is a bird made out of old pitchforks. So here's the rusty old pitchfork, one rusty old pitchfork I've got. Here's another one, and I've got a little bit of work to do to make these usable. And for the head, I'm going to be using a, I don't know what you call this thing, but it's like, it comes off a harvester, I think, and a mill ball, and that's going to form the head. So let's get stuck into this thing and see if I can make it work. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is actually trim this bit here off, and probably trim some of this off as well. So get out the trusty angle grinder with the cutting blade, and I'll do that right now. Alright, so let's just trim this off. Next step is we're going to get a bit of a bend to this, and also to this one here. So I'll fire up the gas torch, and we'll put some heat into it. Okay, so we got the torch going, got it all fixed. Now we're going to heat this up and do some bending. Now I could do this in the forge, but I need to use up my gas bottle because it's due for renewal next week. So I've got a heap of gas there, and I don't want to take a gas bottle back to them with too much gas in it. I don't use the torch all that much anymore. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to where we can bend it now. We've got a nice orangey red colour there. That's good enough to bend. Let's see how strong I am. That's not too bad. Needs a bit more up the top though. So I need to try and get a nice slow curve all around it. The other thing I can do is use the vise as well. And try not to get to the hot bits on my hand. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just bending all these tines in so that they almost meet at the back, and that'll streamline the body a little bit. I'll do the same with these two over here, just bend them in just slightly. Alright, so that's the back of the bird at the moment. So I've had a change of plan, and I figured that this one here is going to be a better option than this one because they're fairly wide and these are fairly narrow, so this will fit in better. And once again, what we're going to do is bend this up just slightly and bring them all into meet. So I've cleaned the end of that bit up now. What I'm going to do is weld that into there, which will start the form of the neck, and I'll just trim it up so that it basically gives an underside for the body as well. So that's how she's going to look. In order to get a good penetrating weld, we need some clean metal. So what I've done is as you can see there, I've cleaned that all up, trimmed up a little bit in there. So I'm going to weld this in here in place now, and then get some more heat on it and bend it back into make a decent form. We'll just get a bit of weld on here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I need a bit more heat just to bend, because you can see the body's a little bit higher, so just need to bend that up just a touch. Although, that being said, maybe I might leave it like that. I think it looks quite cool. No, what do you think? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working on the head and the beak, which is going to be this mill ball and this fork off a harvester. Now, a couple of things. It's a lot of mass in this ball, and that's cast with a little bit of steel at the base. So people will tell you that you can't weld cast to steel, and I can tell you that you can, but you need to you need to actually do the right preparation for it. It needs to be a little bit of a preheat and a soak and a cool down. So first thing to do is get some clean areas for it to stick, and then we'll apply some heat to the ball and this before we do the welding. So I'm just warming this up now, so get a bit of heat into it. How hot do you want to get it? Well, we get it hot enough that it's going to take a while to cool down, and hot enough that the metals are going to be able to weld into each other. Because they have different expansion rates, you want them to try and cool it rapidly, not cool rapidly, but you want them to cool at the same time. And with the mill ball being as big as it is, it'll take a lot longer to cool than this cast will. The cast's getting a little bit of a red glow to it, so a bit more heat on the mill ball now. One thing you don't want to do is when you finish doing this, you don't want to quench it, because that'll just fracture all your welds and it'll be just totally useless. You've got to start again. Okay, so we're getting a lot of red to the mill ball now, to the harvester fork. So just concentrate a bit more heat down here on the mill ball. Starting to get a bit of a redness to it now. So turn that off, get the welder mask on and a glove or two, and get a couple of welds on there while it's still warm. It'll take a while for it to cool down, so there's no major rush, but you don't want anything to move, so okay, that's got that welded on. Now still got a lot of heat in there, and I just weld it all the way around just to make sure. Okay, so that's going to cool down now, but while it's cooling down, we're going to put some eyes on it too. Ow, 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 ow. It's still very, very hot. So for the eyes, I've got these little steel balls. Are they going to fit in the gap there. Yep. So if I can somehow hold them from there and weld them from the back, that'll look pretty cool, I reckon. I'll just be able to weld them from the back like that. Okay, so that needs to cool down now. I've actually welded that in a different spot to where I wanted to weld it, but I think it'll still work. At least I hope it'll still work. We'll soon find out. In the meantime, this has just got to cool down on its own, so I'll just leave this sitting here to cool down. Right, so while I'm waiting for this here to cool down, I'm going to weld I've just cut some rod. This is new rod, so I don't have to do too much cleaning up, but I've got to clean up down there. I'm going to weld this onto the base onto there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to give it a bit of a twist, so a bit more gas work. All right, so let's get a few of these welded on. Okay, so as you can see, I've got that all welded on there. What I'm going to do now, maybe I think I might just weld around the top just to hold it in place, just a couple of tacks in there. And then I'm going to heat this up and give it some twisting. So let's get some welding happening. So let's get some heat into this now, and we'll get some bending happening. So there's still a bit of heat in this this head, so while everything's still hot, I'm just going to weld it on there, at least get it started. Okay, let's got that one. So we can squeeze this down. Not quite in there. Okay, so it's got it started there. I've still got a bit of tidying up to do, but at least it's all stuck in now. Just smoothing over the welds to try and blend in with the head. A little bit more up here maybe. And a bit more welding down the bottom here. So from here, we're going to let everything cool down now, so have a bit of a break. I've decided that while there's still some heat there, I might just do a bit of streamlining around here, so a couple of bits of rod to bring this down and around, and maybe something to come from here around and down to join up. So that's the plan at the moment. Still very, 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 very hot. Shaping these bits conform with my head now. Just like that one. Okay, so I've just added a few extra bits and pieces just to blend the neck into the body. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat them up and just take the straightness out of them. Got that done. Now, if you look, you'll see that I've actually got its head pointing up, and I'm thinking I'm going to leave it like that. Alright, so we've got the basic outline done. What I'm going to do now is start working on some legs, so I've got a couple of pieces of old hay rake that I'm going to use for the upper part of the legs, the thigh part, and a bit of rebar here that I'll use for the bottom part. And I'm probably going to have one leg bent and one leg straight. Well, I might even have both legs bent, I don't know yet. It'll happen. It'll come to me as I'm doing it, I guess. So get a couple of lengths and basically just lay out the actual size so that things look in proportion. And that's probably about the length that I want. So I'll chop that off there and make another one for it. I notice that the outside of these have got a little bit of a bend, so I'm going to actually utilise that bend to put the bend into the legs, and I'll just tidy up, clean up the ends of those so that we can have something decent to weld to. Okay, so bird legs bend backwards. Well, some of them do, most of them do, I think. So that's the way these are going to bend. Okay, so I've got the two legs welded up, and as you can see, I've got them welded at different angles. I'm just standing. So one's so I think that's going to be the way they go. But where am I going to put them on the bird? So I've decided that's how the back legs, one leg's going to be. And if you look at the stance, that's not too bad. So when it's welded onto the plate, that should look quite good. And the other one, I'm not sure how well this will come out in the video, but I'm thinking maybe it should come back a little bit more like that. And that way it looks like it's like a dancing Brolga. Alright, just going to put a couple of tacks on it just to hold it in place and see how it goes when we put it onto the plate. So it's going to get welded onto this plough disc down here, and just got to get the right angle for it. But I'm only going to have one leg welded, so it should be an interesting way to mount. Let's have a look. Clean up a bit of rust first. Now this is, these plough discs are pretty hard, work hardened steel, so once again it should be heated up, but I'm only going to tack it at the moment just to get the right angles. Might have to give it a bit more earth. So what I'm going to do here, what I've started doing is making the feet. So the one that's going to be suspended, I've already finished that. I've got nails, on, literally using nails for the nails, for the claws. And this one here will be welded onto there. And I need to get some tips on there as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing now, is just trying to sort out these toenails. Trim his nails. Okay, I need a bit more voltage. What I need to do, that foot that's dangling, the toes should be a little bit closer together, so I'm going to squeeze them in a bit. And also it's too close to this one here, so I need to just bring that out a touch. But I've got another way to support this, so it's not just dangling around on its own. Well, mind you, being a dancing Brolga, that's not such a bad deal, I suppose. Okay, so it's a little bit sturdier now. So I've got the bulrush, and I just got him tacked onto the bodywork there, so you can still wobble a bit, but that's fine. Now I'm just going to get some leaves coming up around this one. Okay, so the next step in this process is we're going to add some leaves to the down here. We've got our feet on, we've got everything cleaned up pretty much. So what I've got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of 1 inch by about 2 mil, maybe 2.5, possibly 3 mil flat. And I'm going to get them all, they're all different lengths, but what I want to do is I want to round off the tops of these. So I'm going to cut some angles and then hit them with the grinder and round them up a bit. Okay, so I've hit it with the linisher and cleaned it all up, so now they're going to be pretty easy to rust up, so they'll rust up pretty quickly, which is good. Next step, I need to just round off the bases where they're going to join up so that they can actually wrap around each other. and I'll probably do that over on my swage block. Probably should be doing this with a bit of heat, but as it's only a couple that I need to do, and it'll take too long to heat them up, but that's basically what we're trying to achieve. Alright, next step is to weld some of these to the base. And whack some gloves on. So couple of last minute changes. I actually gave him a bit of a crop top, and now I've applied my my rust solution, which is like a copper sulfate or sulfate, I think, and that's explained in one of my previous videos, and that's just sitting on there now. Once it's all dried out, I'll just spray it a bit with water, and hopefully by the end of the day it'll be all rusted up, ready to clear coat. So we'll see how we go, and you'll see where I've applied it, it's got a very coppery patina to it, so wherever that copper patina is, it'll start rusting. I've only just applied that copper patina, 12:17 on the 24th of July. Let's come back a bit later on this afternoon and see what it's like. So it's 3:05 and there's my rust already starting to rust now, so I'm going to let this sit overnight now. We're going to probably get a little bit of rain overnight, and that'll be nicely rusted tomorrow. I can then seal it with Penetrol. I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out, actually. It's yeah, I mean, it's wobbles a little bit, but you got to expect that. It's only 2 points of contact, so yeah, very happy.